Meeting's called to order. Roll call, Rita?
Commissioner White?
Present.
Commissioner Orthwine?
Here.
Commissioner Lyons?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Here.
And let the record show that the town manager Denham, Assistant Town Attorney Nazaro, Police Chief Allen, and myself are also present.
Now we're going to have the presentation of the proposed budget and the proposed millage rate for fiscal year 2020-2021. Town manager?
Read my glasses. Hey, thank you, Vice Mayor. As you know, this is our tentative budget hearing. And I would like to announce in the beginning here the explanation and discussion of the proposed millage rate. The proposal was the same proposal that we made at the July meeting in terms of the millage rate for 2020, 2021, and that would be at 3.7591 mils. Last year's millage rate was at 3.8 mils, and why lower, you say, and this 3.7 is the rollback rate for Gulfstream this year. And why is it a little lower than we set last year? And that's because the gross taxable value for Gulfstream went up again this year by approximately 3%. So the point is, and I pointed this out at our July meeting, is that for the last 3 years and proposed for this year, we've kept our millage rate around the rollback rate. This year it is at the rollback rate. And so the ad valorem tax revenues that we collect from that have remained the same for our general fund. Basically, for now, it will be 4 years in a row, and that's around $4.6 million. And so I think that's a testament with all that we have going on in terms of projects, purchases, and programs and training. That's good budget planning to be able to work on projects and complete projects with approximately the same amount of ad valorem tax revenues on a year-to-year basis. Let's see. So the proposed ad valorem proceeds for 2021 are $4,621,000. Last year they were $4,618,000. There is a slight change, not in the, well, yes, in the total budget, a slight change, and that's as a result of if you want to call it a windfall. Our health insurance costs this year, and I don't remember ever saying this about health insurance, actually went down for the same plan that we have now. It's a very good plan, and they actually went down very slightly. But what it means is we had budgeted a 10% increase in those, and so there's some money that we have in the budget that we won't be using towards the health insurance, and I promise you that Becca has identified some accounts that we have been able to just distribute that to. It was around $50,000. So the general fund budget this year is $6,188,555. The water fund is $1,367,000, and our infrastructure penny sales tax is $50,800. So the change in the total budget that we presented to you in July is $9,000. Went from $7,597,000 $1,355 to $7,606,355. So it's just a slight change in the total budget. Unless you have any questions, those are the numbers. They haven't changed much from July. But I'm here to answer any questions regarding the budget that you may have.
Does anybody have any questions, other commissioners, or other questions from the public? I'll start with the public first. To the commission. Any questions on the initial presentation? Numbers haven't changed too much from our prior meeting.
I mean, I can read some detail if you'd like for me to.
Mr. Lyons has a question.
I think Paul has a question.
Paul?
Yeah, actually, it's more of a statement. Looking at first of all, the way that the presentation has been put together, I think is excellent. I like the trend analysis that the town manager and Rebecca and others have put together. I think it's very informative. I particularly like the, I think it's, the millage rate comparison. It goes back to, let's see, back to 04. And so it's very thorough. I like the fact that, I guess I'm too much of a number guy, but that a lot of individual line items so we can really see how we're spending our money. But at the bottom line, in terms of our residents, the fact that the town has been able to build this surplus up while making some, dealing with some challenges in earlier years, and adding some critical manpower to the police, and knowing that we're going to have enough money to do a CIP plan. And today, 2019, $5.7 million in the general fund and water fund is pretty impressive. Is that it's the unrestricted fund balance, I guess, is the more explicit way to put it. So, in any case, thanks to everybody. It's a nice financial condition for our town to have. And as a resident, it makes me feel very comfortable. I do have one comment. Again, I don't know the follow through on what Commissioner Stanley responded to my question. And again, I'm being clumsy on this, but I'm not quite sure what is the action. I tend to like to have action plans. Commissioner Stanley, should I make some proposal that we set up a mechanism such as having the mayor sometime in the next couple of months, and well, I'm sure he does this anyway, but sits down with the town manager and they go over performance and then talk about, and then I assume that then the mayor would come back and make a recommendation about any adjustment to the town manager's compensation. Is that a sensible protocol?
That's kind of how it's done now, Paul.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to have more structure to it, we could, invite a couple prominent members of the town to join with either the mayor or someone designated to evaluate compensation and review. But it could only be one member of the commission involved in that.
Okay, well, I think it should be the mayor. I also would ask that the mayor, I tend to look at comps, and some comparable, admittedly, slightly larger populations, but in terms of job function and responsibility of very similar in terms of Ocean Ridge and maybe Highland Beach. Again, populations are larger, but I think the overall job is similar. Our town manager has an abundance of experience in prior jobs, and so what's causing me to think about this was the whole subject of comparison to the marketplace. So that's the reason why I bring it up, Mayor Morgan.
That's a good point.
So,
A good point.
so I'm done on that subject. It's in your hands. Thank you. And because you've answered my question. You're gonna the action is that you're gonna follow up on it, and I don't need to do any more on it. So thank you.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I would like to talk about the upcoming year. Of course, we are looking at these budgets and developing budgets in a vacuum. I mean, just 1 year at a time without thinking, into the future. So one thing that I'm going to be doing in this next fiscal year is looking at the compensation, doing the compensation study for employees that work here in Town Hall. As you know, 18 or 19, we did that with the police department, and so I'd like to do that with employees here in Town Hall. I do know that there are some that, with their their responsibilities and their titles are undercompensated, comparatively speaking, with some other towns and cities that we typically compare ourselves to. But there are other factors involved when looking at compensation, obviously. So I just wanted to give you kind of a heads up that I'm going to be doing that this year. I just wanted to give you, an indication that that's one of the things I'll be coming back to you with next year.
Okay, any other questions or comments on the budget?
Well, just one other observation relative to, again, I bring this up in the context of the budget. A brief discussion with Rebecca indicated that we do have we have a line item contingency. And so if we made any adjustments in this coming budget year, that we have the financial resources to do it according to the budget. I think that's correct. Is that correct, Rebecca, or town manager?
That is correct.
Okay.
So there's two other comments that I'd like to make. As you know, in our budget this year, we proposed a 3% cost of living increase. I'm going to make a proposal today to raise that to a 4% cost of living increase for the employees this year. This has been a year that is like no other in terms of running a government and keeping continuity in government. And our staff has done a very good job of doing that. We actually, in terms of processing applications, this is the busiest summer we've had since I've been here, and we're working under conditions that are not normal. And our staff has done a great job. They've not complained about having to be here. There was a few weeks during this 5 months that we rotated some of them working from home, the ones that were able to do that. But we've brought our staff back really more quickly than a lot of other towns and cities have done that. And so, you know, we have people that have young families and their kids, you know, are now going to school, well, virtually at this point in time. But nobody has complained about the, you know, the procedures that we set up. And I don't know, call it a pandemic bonus. I don't know. I'm just very proud of the way that we reacted and kept the continuity in government going. And so I'm just putting that out here on the table for you guys. The difference in cost between the current 3% and 4% would be $9,700. We definitely have that available.
Yeah, it's approximately $10,000 sounds. I think you have a strong argument for it.
Any other comments? Mayor, Commissioner Lyon?
No, I mean, did we make a motion to act on that?
Do we need a motion on the cost of living is already built into the proposed budget, correct?
It is, but.
Yeah, that's the extra $9,900.
But it won't change the total budget at all. I mean,
Right.
We have the money available to do that.
It'll be redone at the next meeting, correct? We don't have to vote on it.
It won't change the totals of the budget. It will change some
Internal categories.
change some internal.
But yeah, it changes the calculations on this second to last page.
Correct.
All right, any other questions, comments, Donna?
This doesn't have to do with personnel, or just talking about personnel. Just on this budget.
Personnel as into salaries, or
Salaries. Are you just talking about salary or just general?
we're just talking about the cost of living increase across the board for employees, that's all.
From 3% to 4%.
3 to 4.
No.
Hey, Tom, I have one last comment to close my ongoing comments regarding the subject I brought up. I want to be clear to the Mayor Morgan that I think he does a great job. And I don't really didn't know how things were handled as related to the town manager. So I'm not suggesting that he isn't doing the right job. I just felt that because I can't call him up on the phone, that I need to do it in a public forum, which I don't like doing. But in any case, I want to make sure that it's absolutely clear to each of the commissioners, and particularly the mayor, that I think he's doing a great job, and I did not want in any way suggest otherwise. So, thank you. I'm saying no more.
Any other comments, John?
No, not really. I mean, how did you decide to go from 3 to 4? That's all. I mean, just random.
No, because as I said, I feel like you know, we've been working under unusual circumstances. Everybody has really pitched in, no complaints, and I think you know, I think they should be rewarded for the good job that they've done over the last 5 or 6 months.
I think we have a great staff. I mean, exceptional. I just wondered how you came up with.
It's really related to the pandemic and the efforts of the work product and efforts that they've given us during this time.
Okay, I just want to point out a couple of things just in support of the increase in what the staff is doing in our overall budget positions. Most people don't know prospectively next year, but the changes that'll be forthcoming. But since Gulfstream is primarily all residential, and the residential type of property we have for our taxable values is strong and probably will continue to increase. You'll see on other towns, you obviously have commercial buildings large-scale commercial developments, there's gonna be well, presumably a tax decrease if you all had got your trim notices and read the little flyer on top, next year, because you take the tax roll, the tax assessment of January 1. So those changes, that'll be drops in, larger towns with downtowns and whatnot will be next year. Presumably, we're not going to experience that January 1 of 2021 because we're all residential. And showing from past history, even with some ups and downs, traditionally our residential property values have continued to increase even through the last crisis in 2008. So we're in a good budget position. This is a good thing. We actually don't have commercial development and landlords saying we want to pay less taxes next year. And so we should be able to continue to do what we need to do in the next 2 to 3 years, especially with the CIP and keeping our fund balance up. So that's all. Anything else, or you want to go to the motions? Yes, town manager.
One other item, there is a promotion that I would like to talk about today, and that is about someone that started working here in the town of Gulfstream back in September of 1992. This person was promoted to a sergeant. He works in the police department. He was promoted to a sergeant in October of 2000. And then he was promoted to a lieutenant in December of 16. This person, I can read to you all of the responsibilities that he has, but Lieutenant Hasley does the work of a captain, and so at the recommendation of the chief, and I totally agree with him, we're recommending that he be promoted to captain. I believe there are some family members of his that are here today in anticipation of that. But there's a laundry list of responsibilities that the police department really couldn't function. It's so much more. There are so many more rules this day and time for police departments, particularly with the FDLE and records that have to be kept for them, security clearances for employees that he takes care of. He designs and manages the police department's standing operating procedures, and he's responsible for keeping FEMA records for storm events so that we can be correctly reimbursed. And that is a thankless job, so that's why he was asked to do that. Anyway, we would like to promote Lieutenant Hasley to the rank of Captain of Police.
Great idea.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
There's a bonus one too.
Yeah.
As long as we're giving money away.
But that's all I have.
All right, congratulations, Captain.
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Well deserved.
So I think we have some.
You tell them the hurricane's coming?
What?
You tell them the hurricane is coming?
Well, we're preparing for the next hurricane right now.
Oh, don't say that.
Jinx it.
Okay, so now we have the motions that we need to make,
Yeah,
and I think the vice mayor has a copy of this.
I do. So we're moving on to item 4, adoption of the general fund tentative millage rate for fiscal year 2020-2021. Need a motion to approve the tentative millage rate of 3.7591.
Second.
So there's a motion.
You just made it. I didn't make that motion.
I need a second.
Second.
Rita, call the roll, please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes.
You're the ones that make the motion, but you can't tonight.
I'm the
I get it.
chairman of the meeting.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
So item 5, adoption of the tentative budget for fiscal year 2020-2021. The tentative budget for the general fund is $6,188,555. These are going to need to be separate motions. We need a motion to approve the general fund as presented.
I'll move to, approve the general fund of $6,188,555.
I second.
Roll, please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes. Second motion is the motion for the tentative budget for the enterprise fund, also known as the water fund, in the amount of $1,367,000. Need a motion as presented.
I'll move to approve the water fund at $1,367,000.
Roll, please, Rita.
Commissioner White?
You need a second.
Do you second it?
Second.
All right, second.
I thought I heard that.
Second by Commissioner White. Roll, please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor
Yes.
Stanley?
And the third motion is to approve the penny sales tax fund in the amount of $50,800.
I'll move to, approve the penny sales tax of $50,800.
Second.
Rita, roll, please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes. The next public hearing date for final adoption of the millage rate and budget is Tuesday, September 22nd at 5:01 p.m. It's in the afternoon again. Do we need a motion to approve that? It's already on the
It's on the
No,
agenda.
It's already on the books.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're on to item 7, resolutions. Rita?
This is resolution number 20-4. A resolution of the Town Commission, the Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, adopting the tentative levying of ad valorem taxes for the Town of Gulfstream General Fund for fiscal year commencing on October 1st, 2020 and ending on September 30th, 2021, and providing for an effective date. Unfortunately, we have to read the whole thing. Whereas the Town Commission of the Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, on September 11th, 2020, adopted 2020-2021 fiscal year tentative millage rates following a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065, and whereas Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, held a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065, and whereas the gross taxable value for operating purposes not exempt from taxation within Palm Beach County has been certified by the county property appraiser to the Town Commission, the Town of Gulfstream, as $1,229,497,785. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Florida, that Section 1, the fiscal year 2020-2021 operating millage rate is 3.7591 mils, which is the rolled back rate. And Section 2, this resolution will take effect immediately upon its adoption, passed and adopted at a public hearing this 11th day of September 2020.
All right, we need a motion to approve resolution 20-04.
I'll move to approve resolution 20-4.
Second.
Rita, call the roll, please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes. On to resolution number 20-05.
A resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, adopting the general fund tentative budget for the, I lost my place. Town of Gulfstream Fund for fiscal year commencing on October 1st, 2020, and ending on September 30th, 2021, providing for an effective date. Whereas the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, held a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065, and whereas the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, set forth the appropriations and revenue estimate for the budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 in the amount of $6,188,555. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Florida, that Section 1, fiscal year 2020-2021, general fund tentative budget be adopted. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, passed and adopted at public hearing this 11th day of September 2020.
I'll move to approve resolution number 20-5.
Second?
Review, roll please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 20-06.
A resolution of the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, adopting the water fund tentative budget for the Town of Gulfstream for the fiscal year commencing on October 1st, 2020, and ending on September 30th, 2021, and providing for an effective date. Whereas the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, held a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065, and whereas the Town Commission of the Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, set forth the appropriations and revenue estimate for the budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 in the amount of $1,367,000. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Commission of the Town of Gulfstream, Florida, that Section 1, the fiscal year 2020-2021 water fund tentative budget be adopted. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, passed and adopted at a public hearing this 11th day of September 2020.
I'll move to approve resolution 20-6.
Second?
Roll please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 20-07.
A resolution of the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, adopting the penny sales tax fund tentative budget for the Town of Gulfstream for the fiscal year commencing on October 1, 2020, and ending on September 30th, 2021, and providing for an effective date. Whereas the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, held a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065, and whereas the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Palm Beach County, Florida, set forth the appropriations and revenue estimate for the budget for fiscal year 2020-2021 in the amount of $50,800. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Commission, Town of Gulfstream, Florida, that's Section 1, the fiscal year 2020-2021 penny sales tax fund tentative budget be adopted. Section 2, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption, passed and adopted at a public hearing this 11th day of September 2020.
I'll move to approve resolution 20-7.
Second?
Roll please.
Commissioner White?
Yes.
Commissioner Orthwein?
Yes.
Commissioner Lyons?
Yes.
Mayor Morgan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stanley?
Yes. That's all of our resolutions. Anybody else have anything to add? All right, seeing none, the budget meeting is closed.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
I'll let you make all the motions.